Hello everyone, today is 1st of March. My name is Sahil and welcome to the newspaper analysis. Now guys, first of all, let's have a look on today's GS folder. So today we'll be taking a quote from the Jack Kemp, who's an American legislator. He says, economic growth doesn't mean anything if it leaves people out. Now, guys, this particular idea means that inclusive development or the inclusive growth is the only way of achieving the economic prosperity. Now, guys, this particular quote we can utilize in our GS paper number 3, where the topic of inclusive development has been mentioned. Now guys, taking up the first article. So this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper and it pertains to the recent satellite launches which have been carried by the ISRO. Now guys, first of all, let's see some of the basic information. So ISRO had in total launched the 19 satellites. One is the bigger one, Amazonia 1, which has been launched by the Brazil, and then there are 18 co-passenger small satellites, in which 5 satellites are from India and 13 satellites are from the US. Now guys, first of all, this particular mission is particularly important because it is the first mission of a dedicated commercial arm that has been created under the ISRO, that is the New Space India Limited. Now guys, New Space India Limited is a PSU, that is the public sector undertaking, which have been developed under the Department of Space, and it was created in 2019. And guys, it is a step towards the Atmanirbharta into the space. Now guys, this particular satellite launch has been carried by the PSLV C-51 vehicle, and guys, it was the 53rd flight of ISRO's workhorse, that is the PSLV. Now guys, when we talk particularly about the Amazonia 1, then this particular satellite will be having a mission life of 4 years and will monitor the deforestation into the Amazon region, which is also becoming a rampant reason for increasing forest fires into the Amazon. Now guys, these launches have been made from Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sri Harikota, and from the Sri Harikota, this is the 78th mission that has been launched. Now guys, further, when we talk about the importance of this space launch, it is also an attempt to boost the diplomatic efforts through that space diplomacy. Now, as the Brazilian satellites have been launched, Brazil had called it as a high point between the India and Brazil ties, because the Amazonia 1 is a very crucial satellite for the Brazil, because guys, you might be knowing that the Amazon have been called as the lungs of the earth, and into this particular year, as the COP26 is being held, a particular agenda before the COP26 is to take enhanced emission targets. And guys, when we talk about enhancing the emission targets, it shows that the climate change is very much real, and therefore the green cover, carbon sinks, etc. are to be preserved. And as Amazonia 1 will be helping into that, and as India had played an important role, this holds a symbolic significance. And apart from it, already we have seen that it is the first dedicated mission by the New Space India Limited also. So guys, that is all about this particular article. I hope that you have understood it, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this particular article has been taken from the Indian Express, and it talks about the lateral entry issue which has been there into the news from past 2-3 years, and a question is expected into it either in GS paper number 2, that is the reforms into the civil services, or into the GS paper number 4. Now, what has happened? Just last week, the UPSC has released an advertisement into which the applications have been asked for the 3 posts of the joint secretary level and 27 posts at the director level into the different central government departments. Now guys, the appointments that will be made here, they will simply be called as the lateral entry, which means to directly appoint the officers at the higher post, which were generally reserved for the IAS officers, which were appointed after qualifying the UPSC examination. Now guys, when we talk about the lateral entry, Niti Aayog into its 3-year action agenda, as well as the sectoral group of secretaries onto the governance, into their report in 2017 has talked about inducting the personnel via the lateral entry. And the reasons were given that first of all, the bureaucrats that are being appointed by the UPSC civil service exam, they are the generalist officer, and now there is a need of specialized manpower into the wake of artificial intelligence, machine to machine learning, particularly the 4th industrial revolution that is coming. Then it was provided that a fresh talent with the fresh energy is required into the higher post, so that that they can bring the new vigor and new energy. And then guys, there is also a huge shortage of the bureaucrats at the higher level. So to augment the manpower also, by the lateral entry we can appoint the officers. So these were the arguments. However guys, the lateral entry has been criticized many a times, and some of the classic arguments which are there. Number A, it has been provided that lateral entry is just a way to appoint the favorite people of the government into the bureaucracy, and by this government is again trying to bring the committed bureaucracy which was held by the Indira Gandhi, and the committed bureaucracy is never needed, because guys, if even if you have read the ethics paper number 4, into it the foundational value has been provided, and one of the foundational value of the bureaucrats is the non-partisanship, that is they should not be attached to any political party, any political ideology, but by lateral entry such non-partisanship will be killed. Then guys, secondly, it has been provided that when we talk about the lateral entrants, obviously they will be coming from the private sector, and obviously the private sector jobs are very high paying compared to the government jobs. There might be a kind of a dissatisfaction with the perks and the packages. Moreover, sometimes there might also be a kind of an inclination to involve into the kickbacks and all such kind of things in order to make up the lost remuneration. And then guys, after that there could be one more argument. See, it has been provided that the people coming from the private sector, always they might be having a mindset of efficiency and profit orientation, but the state doesn't works on profit, it works onto the welfare. So that welfareist mindset might be missing into these lateral entrants. So these are the criticism. And now guys, into this particular case which we are talking right now, there is one more criticism which has come. See, the circular which has been issued, into which no criteria for the reservation for these particular post has been mentioned. So it has been criticized that how government is not giving the affirmative action and reservation, why it is not being given here. So guys, these are some of the specific criticisms. Now when we talk about the history of the lateral entry into the present times, then guys, already in 2019 the government issued the appointment by the lateral entry, and the 10 positions for the joint secretary level into the different ministries and 40 positions at the level of deputy secretary or the director level were opened to be filled via the lateral entry. So guys, these are all the issues. I hope that you have understood this, and guys, keep in mind that apart from the criticisms, there are some of the valid arguments in support also. So that is all about this article, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it talks about some recent observation made by the Supreme Court into the context of divorce. Now guys, this particular article can be utilized as a reference in your GS paper number 1 answers related to the social issues. So Supreme Court had provided that sullying the reputation by a spouse, that is damaging the reputation of the another partner, or giving an obstruction into his or her career accounts to a mental cruelty, and onto the basis of such mental cruelty the divorce can be asked. Now routinely it has been seen that whenever the disputes onto the career or the damaging onto the reputation are there, they are just dismissed as the petty disputes, and often they are not considered for the divorce, and many a times the family courts has also even dismissed it. But now such kind of thing has not happened as ruled by the Supreme Court. However guys, it has also been provided that the quantum of such reputations damage or how much obstruction is being done, that is to be seen onto the case by case basis. Now guys, we can see this particular article into the context that now the family system in India are changing, and the issues such as a divorce are being normalized. Earlier, to seek a divorce was a very big task, and on some extraordinary grounds it was to be allowed. But now guys, just not being comfortable and all such kind of things are being taken as an account, and more autonomy with respect to the life choices are being appreciated by the Supreme Court. So guys, that is all about this article, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, these are the two of the editorial pieces from the Hindu newspaper, and both of them are talking about the assessment of new IT rules 2021 that has been announced by the government of India. Now guys, first of all, these new IT rules we have already discussed on to the 27th of February newspaper discussion. If you have not seen it, you can still check it out. And today we will be doing the critical analysis of them. Now, these new rules have been called by the government as a soft touch regulation approach. But, guys, the concerns are there. Namely, first of all, into the rules, there is a provision of a three-tier committee system where a government will be having a committee at the apex, and this particular committee can take up the regulation of the entire digital media, OTT platforms, intermediaries, etc. Guys, it has been said that it will have a chilling effect as the censorship will be increased. Guys, at the same time, when there is no such apex body for the TV media, why for the digital media only it is being explored? So by this particular thing, the freedom will be curtailed. Then further, it has been provided that this government committee will also see that various other norms and code of ethics are also being followed by the intermediaries, the digital media, and the OTT platforms. So guys, there are three type of documents that are to be followed. Number one is the code of ethics. Number two is the norms of journalistic conduct, which have been compiled by the Press Council of India. And the third is the program code of the Cable Television Network Regulation Act. Now the question comes that first of all, this program code, it only applies to those entities which comes under the Cinematographic Act, but nor the OTTs, neither the digital intermediaries come under the Cinematographic Act. However, following the code of ethics is a good thing, and this thing should be done. After that, there are other concerns. For example, there has been no open discussion in framing of these rules, and as it has not been consultative, there will be the problems that might be coming into the later stages. Then guys, the question of the legality as well as constitutionality also comes. The rules which have been framed, they are supposed to be a subordinate legislation, and guys, into the subordinate legislation there is a very limited power that the cabinet or the executive they are having, but there is a so expansive scope of these particular rules that altogether they might be unconstitutional. Moreover, there is a specific constitutional challenge also, that is they might be violating the freedom of speech and expression, because virtually anything can government order to remove from the digital intermediaries. Then guys, next issue comes is that government had provided that social intermediaries, they need to retain that data, and that particular data government can ask. Now this particular thing is first of all going against the provisions of the personal data protection bill, and secondly guys, as the government had provided that the social intermediaries, they need to trace the original creator of a text message in case of a problematic message, will have a larger implication. Now guys, you might be knowing that WhatsApp and into the messenger, the chats are end to end encrypted, nobody can read it. Now that encryption is essentially to be diluted if they want to trace the originator. Then the next problem comes that the compliance burden will also be increased, because guys, there are large number of officers that are to be appointed. For example, there need to be a chief compliance officer. After that, there will be a separate nodal officer which will coordinate with the law enforcement agencies. Then guys, there will be a grievance officers. Now such kind of a compliance will become some kind of operational challenges for the social intermediaries. So guys, these are some of the critical analysis of this particular new rules that has been promulgated by the government of India. And as into the UPSC in past, such a critical analysis has been asked, please keep it into your mind. So that is all about this particular article, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this particular article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and here one very brief idea into the diplomacy we can take. So guys, here the idea of Swiss neutrality has been mentioned. So Swiss neutrality, it is a kind of a approach towards the foreign policy where the Switzerland doesn't take on any of the political issue and maintains the neutrality. Now it has been said that the neutrality was a kind of an important foreign policy tool. For example, India also into the non-alignment policy has practiced nothing but the neutrality. It was said that after 1991, the neutrality was not much needed because the world was essentially becoming the unipolar entity. But guys, again, it has been said that now the bipolarity is coming into the world, because you can see that on one hand there is US, on to the other hand there is China. So into this particular presence of the intimidating camps, again the importance of neutrality becomes very much relevant. So guys, this could be a preferred foreign policy tool into the present times. So just an idea, you can utilize it into your answers. So that is all, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now, guys, this particular article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper and it talks about the recent address given by the Prime Minister into his monthly address Mann Ki Baat. So, Prime Minister had said that Ministry of Jal Shakti will be coming up with the 100-day Catch the Rain campaign into which the focus will be made on harvesting the rainwater. Now, guys, nowadays, after seeing the water stress that is coming in India, which was particularly conveyed by the Niti Aayog's Composite Water Index also, the water scarcity will be increasing and there such kind of initiatives become very much important. Then, guys, further, as the 28th February was the National Science Day, the Prime Minister has also talked about enhancing the science in India, science temperament, and it has been said that ideas need to be translated from lab to land. That means the practical applicability needs to be there. However, guys, apart from this, nothing important has been mentioned. But guys, on to the National Science Day, some of important things that we have taken up into the past, we can include that. First of all, government is coming up with the 2020 National Science, Technology and Innovation Policy. Then, guys, a few months back, there was also an article where the scientific social responsibility concept was also given. Now, the scientific social responsibility means that the scientists, research institutions, they needed to be given a specific obligation that they will be giving some specific man hours every year so that they can work on to such kind of projects which will be bringing the implications for the society. So these are some of the issues into this respect. Guys, I hope that you have understood it, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now, guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper and it is just a kind of a reference that how broader security challenge might be coming onto the Indian borders. So, guys, into the China, the NPC, that is the National People's Congress, or simply the parliament, is being convened, and one of the proposal that is being made is that expanded use of bigger drones is to be carried onto the boundaries of the China into the wake of Galwan clash. Now, guys, as we see the precedence that is followed into the China, NPC is just a ceremonial body and whatever proposals are made, they are usually accepted. So this particular proposal also might be getting accepted. Now, guys, the China had said that strategic implications or strategic challenges are increasing onto the borders, and China essentially is a victim of such kind of aggression. So therefore, bigger drones, technology driven drones and such surveillance needed to be enhanced. So, guys, we need to see further that into the days to come how this particular proposal unfolds. Now, guys, when we talk about the boundary concept, we have a few days back seen one article of the smart wall where we have seen that India also needs to work not only onto the physical border but only also onto the virtual border where the surveillance technology etc. is to be used. So, guys, India also needs to up its game. So that is all about this particular article. I hope that you have understood it, and that is all for the today. Thank you so much.